you guys. Oh my God.
So we had a bet on whether you'd say that.
Hey, you guys.
And we won. Congratulations. It's so lovely to see you, and it's so lovely to have an Arsenal supporter on the carpet.
Absolutely.
This film is it's such a fantastic concept, and you have such a wonderful cast. Did you ever lose sleep over the ways it was still possible to mess it up? Because you have to follow a very deft, fine line to stop it turning into a sketch.
You do, but don't forget I always had the script to guide me. And with a cast like this, I feel like we together always kept each other on our toes. So, I mean, you lose sleep whenever you're making any film because you want to create the best you can for an audience, no question. But I felt that getting the tone right was probably the most important thing. So, in a way, I felt very confident about that going in because I felt that Rosamund, Sacha and I were all making the same movie. It was the movie that Netflix wanted to make and why they wanted to make it. We were all doing it for the same reason. And so actually I felt like we had the freedom, therefore, to play with where those boundaries are and to find it then later in the edit.
And with such a wonderful cast, I just want to talk for a moment about production because there are so many tiny details in there, from Wonder Plums to all kinds of different books and things like that. How did you just have free reign? Did you just kind of come up with all the different things and then have to trim it down to...
We worked very hard on getting the details, and we worked incredibly collaboratively. That was the main thing. So whether it was the writers in the beginning, all the designers throughout, production, and then later again, even in the edit, we kept pushing. The minute anybody had any ideas, 5 gals, Pauline Smith, anything that we could find that for us represented the flipped world, we kept looking for them all the way to the end.
And you were saying that you were all making the same film together. Was that easy to do when you've got the normal world and the flipped world? Was there any difficulty?
It's never easy to do in terms of the flipped world, because if I said to you, can you imagine what the world would be like if we flipped it and women were in charge instead of men? You would have your own version of what that meant, and everybody has their own version. And what my job is to bring that together, to make one linear world that makes sense visually, that makes sense through the dialogue, that makes sense through all of the actors' performances. So again, it's collaborative, but ultimately somebody has to make those decisions as to which way we go. And but working with such a great team and such amazing actors, it was a real pleasure to do it.
And how much chaos was there on set with people like Richard E. Grant?
How much chaos was there on set? This much chaos. There was just the right amount. Just the right amount.
And just lastly, it's a film that entertains and is funny, but will also make people think as well. Do you think you've poked holes in everything that needed poking holes in, or is there a few things you weren't able to get in?
Oh, there was nothing that we wanted to that we didn't, but I'm sure there's more holes to be poked at for sure.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
it's lovely
you so
to see
much.
you.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!